You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
It's an unreal moment for my family, from Hockey of China, and just really surreal moment, dream come true moment that I'm trying to soak it in right now.
When did this become a reality to start consider yourself that I'm going to get drafted to the NHL this year?
I think it started off this season. At the start, I was going off and seeing so many scouts in the junior A barn. It just started hitting me because the summer before the season, I thought I was going undrafted, to be honest with you. But it happened for a reason, and I worked so hard for this, and I think I deserve to be here. And yeah.
Your season, jumping from junior A to the OHL with Oshawa, how much did your game grow as the season went along, jumping between two teams?
I think my game grew mature, like way too mature. Just the system, playing against better players, just maybe a different player. And going into next year, it's only going to help my development even more.
And how much do you think that playoff run with Oshawa helped showcase you to NHL teams?
I think showcase me that I can play against the best team in the OHL and show my confidence regardless of my ice time and just how competitive I am as a player.
You're a young guy, but it's already been a long journey. How do you look back at that so far? Your start to getting here.
I think I'm just getting started. I never really know this game, how it's supposed to be played until 14. So I'm always the underdog. I always have distance to catch up. So I still have the hunger in me, still have the drive that I got to get better every single day to catch up to them. And that's why I'm probably one of the most unique guys in the draft class right now.
What does it mean to you to be the third ever Chinese born player drafted in the NHL?
It's definitely special, and I hope I've inspired a lot of kids back home. And hopefully one day my record get broken again. Someone go in the first round, maybe top 10. That's probably the ultimate goal for Chinese hockey. And I think there'll definitely be someone that is going to make a huge impact on the game.
You have a lot of people back home watching, maybe in China or wherever, Canada, wherever it might be. Just what is there anything you want to send a message you think that helped get you?
I think shout out to my dad. He couldn't make it for several reasons, but as a role model of mine and growing up, obviously it's hustle at work, just kind of develop my characteristic. And yeah.
You hadn't seen your brother in a year and a half when he made it out to the draft in LA. Just how cool was it to have him around and be surrounded by your family this whole time?
I think it's meant to be, honestly, because yesterday he wasn't here with us because his flight landed like 8 o'clock. But obviously made it this morning, got called first pick in the second round. I think it's just meant to be.
Well, which first name do you prefer going forward?
I think Simon, because it's more simple for North American terms.
I'm curious. I went to Beijing with the Kings and the Canucks.
Wow.
Were you around then? I don't know.
I was around. I actually watched the Kings against the Flames team in Beijing.
Okay.
So that was a
The
pretty
next year?
sick environment. I think it was the next year.
Okay. What do you remember from that? So you're in Beijing watching an NHL game.
I was 10 years old, to be honest. But I just remember the environment was unreal, and seeing all this phenomenal talent out there, just really want to be there one day.
Mm-hmm.
What did the Olympics there have helped you with the goal of making it? How did having the games on home soil?
I think. Sorry.
Just about having the hockey, the NHL was supposed to go in 2022, but just having the hockey tournament there, how did that help you in pushing hockey from that event in China?
I think I came to Toronto when I was 2019, so I wasn't there for the Olympics, but it definitely pushed the Chinese hockey to develop a step further. Within so much star talent there, future Owen Power went, so kids can watch him and learn from him. So I think it's huge.
I know you were 10 and your memory probably isn't great, but I want to make sure I got it right. So in 2018, the Bruins played the Flames. Do you think that was it, or do you think it was Canucks?
Bruins against the Flames.
Bruins against the Flames.
Yes.
Is there anything else you remember? Just like the sights, the sounds? Was that your first exposure? Obviously, your first NHL game you ever saw.
That was my, I wouldn't say that's my first. My first game was in Los Angeles, actually.
Was it?
I was in Los Angeles. I came here when I was 10.
Uh-huh.
My brother and we went on a little trip here from Los Angeles, San Fran.
Uh-huh.
I watched LA Kings play against the Flames. That's what it was.
No way.
Right here, yeah. So,
That's
pretty
cool.
sick moment. But I fall asleep. I couldn't even finish the whole game. So
that was, you were 10. It was in LA, right across, right next
across.
door.
Right across,
That's
yes.
crazy.
That
And
is
here
kinda
you are
crazy.
today.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you went to the game in China, like who were you with? Were you with teammates, family? Do you remember?
My family was definitely there, but I couldn't remember much.
Sorry to keep digging, but the Kings did. I remember when I went to Beijing, they did a clinic with kids at a rink, and I don't know which rink that you used to skate at or your mom built.
I don't remember.
Okay.
For Sharks fans who maybe are unfamiliar with who you are, who would you say you model your game after? Is there a specific player you look up to that you try to emulate?
I think when it's all said and done, fully developed, I could be a extremely dangerous two-way defenseman. I'll say I model my game after Pareko, Hedman. Depends how I develop. I can go through different rank. I could be top pairing, or I can be 5-6 shutdown. All depends how I develop as a player. Because my skating ability and my size is kind of unicorn skill. So we'll see how it goes.
When you look at that development, you see the Sharks where they are, where they have Will Smith, Celebrini, and the picks, Michael Misa, and I know you're friends with Josh Ravensburg. You see that core, and to be part of that, does that excite you as a player? Like, you're in an up-and-coming environment to help with that development as well.
100%. I think, with all these star players in the forward and as a DM, really excited to join them. Better players helps you develop as well, and I can't wait to see them develop camp and make camp.
Just go by what you said, you went to San Francisco as well.
Yes.
Did you see San Jose at all? Did you? I know it's not terribly close, but are you familiar with San Jose at all? I mean, have you ever been out to that area?
No, I have not been in San Jose, so that's why I'm really excited to go there.
Do you know anybody else in the organization? Has anybody reached out and told you what it might be like?
No, I only know Joshua from that organization right now, but we'll see. All my boys just got drafted, but I did that.
Nice.
Where do you go?
Looks like Vancouver, maybe?
Vancouver, okay. But he's a good guy.
You know Josh. How cool is it that, going to Dev Camp next week, guy who's going to be there you're familiar with? How much easier does that make it just kind of a guy that you're comfortable with, that you can kind of talk with and chat and know?
I think it's just unreal friendship that we can continue going on. I think it's meant to be as well. Meeting him in the combine, getting really close with him, obviously. And he really wanted to get drafted at the same place as I am. So extremely excited for our friendship in the future, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that was my next question, is when did you guys meet? He had no idea the Sharks were going to pick him yesterday. Did you have any idea the Sharks were going to take you?
I kind of knew a little bit, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Anything could happen here, and I just want to enjoy the moment with my family, which I did. So really excited.
What's the plan? I know you're going to be going to college. Kind of what's the plan for you over the next couple seasons?
So next year, I'm looking forward to go back to OHL and keep developing my game from both sides. And the year after, if I dominate the league and did what I wanted to do in the league, I would go to college and keep developing over there and eventually turn pro.
And then there's a lot of Sharks who have been in the OHL, right? Michael Misa, the Sharks picked yesterday. Of course, you guys played against Sam Dickinson. What's it like? Some of those guys who are going to be eventually your teammates. Can you speak to about any of those guys?
I think they're just great players and ultimate competitors. Playing against Sam Dickinson in the finals, see how he competes, how he plays the game. It's really opened my eyes a little bit, and I learned a ton from him as well, breaking down his films. And I haven't played against Michael yet. He always playing Europe, so it's kind of too good for me. But eventually we'll be teammates, hopefully. So that's unreal. I think hopefully I inspire a lot of kids from China, and one day they'll break my record, hopefully, and I'll be extremely proud of them and cheering them on.
Thank you.